Okay, Hornet Land, this is Doc Udon, and this is Hornet Cast.
I'm your host. This is actually episode 15, and we have 5 students here to talk about Minimesters and Middlemesters. It's called Minimester in high school and Middlemester in middle school, correct? This is the week that happens between second and third trimester where you don't have your normal classes, right? You get to take the whole week off. It's like a vacation.
Right?
Yeah.
Except if you're leading it.
Okay. It's a little bit different. It's not a vacation. What is it?
It's basically a week where you get to choose what you do. And basically me and Adrian led a Minimester. You chose something that you're passionate about or that you're interested in teaching other people. And I think it's a wonderful experience because you can really do what you're passionate about, and there's different things that interest different people. For example, Adrian did the business one and I did the makeup one. And I feel like we can really make people, like in this week, instead of just having a vacation, not doing anything, even in the school environment, we can learn things that we actually want to learn outside of the academics.
So Christina, your schedule for that week, you don't have any of your normal classes. You have your APs and your English classes and your sociales. You only have what?
We have 2 sessions.
Two sessions.
Yes, the morning session, which
Okay.
is 3 hours, and you get to do like one of the options that you chose, and then there's a break, and there's the afternoon session. I led my Minimester in the afternoon session, and for the first one, I participated in like textile art, like painting
Okay.
on fabric.
Uh-huh.
So that was led by another
Another
classmate.
Okay.
Yes. And for the second one, like during break, I would go to my class where I gave the one I'm leading and
You get everything ready.
prepare everything for the day.
Right. Okay. So that was a pretty cool experience for you. First Minimester that you ever led?
Yes.
Okay. And you were responsible for the zombies walking around
Yes.
on campus. I saw like the makeup jobs were like incredible. We're going to talk about that in a second, but basically it's a week where you don't have any of your normal classes and you get to choose 2 new classes that you take for half of the day for the whole week.
Yes.
Okay, good. That way our audience kind of knows what Middlemesters and Minimesters are. So let's introduce you and you tell us what Minimester you did. So we'll start here with Adrian.
Okay, I'm Adrian. I'm in grade 10 and I did the Business Foundation Startup Success Minimester.
Okay.
I'm Juan. I'm in grade 6 and I did the Power of Giving Middlemester.
I'm Fermina. I am in grade 7 and I did the Power of Giving Middlemester.
I'm Mia. I am also in 7th grade, and I also did the Power of Giving Middlemester.
I'm Christina. I'm in grade 10 and I did the special effects makeup Minimester.
Okay. So Middlemester, all 3 of you did the same one. What was it called again?
The Power of Giving.
The Power of Giving. So tell us, what did you learn about giving and what did you do for your Middlemester?
So like the purpose of the Middlemester was to like do a lot of fundraising activities to help the Ronald McDonald House. And, yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
We were able to volunteer. Also, we helped organizing some rooms, and we also helped in the kitchen on the first. We had 2 days there, so
wow.
yeah, it was very fun.
Yeah, we helped on the kitchen in the first day, and on the second day they gave us a tour. And we also helped, like, we divided into groups. One group helped the kitchen again, and one group helped in the afternoon craft room.
Yeah, it was a really good experience. Like, it changed my point of view. Like, it makes me feel blessed and thankful with God for giving me, like, all the things. Because there are people there that don't have much, and it was really good, like, to go and work there.
Yeah, it really helps, like, understand to appreciate everything that you have.
Mm-hmm. Especially because these kids, especially the parents also, the purpose of the Ronald McDonald House is to take a worry of the parents of sick children that live in that house. So it just makes you feel like I am so lucky that even if I get sick or if something happens to me, I am able to stay at my home with my parents and with my family. So it's just like, it really makes you reflect
That's a
Yeah.
very good point. For those of you that might not know, the Ronald McDonald House is right next to a hospital that provides care and important surgeries for especially a lot of little babies and kids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so a lot of their parents, they might live in Altiplano or other places in Guatemala where there's not that opportunity to get the surgeries that are necessary for these kids. And so they're able to come to the Ronald McDonald House, live in the Ronald McDonald House during the time that their kids are getting the surgeries and treatment. And so it's wonderful you guys got to go there for 2 days. What did you do in the kitchen? That's what I want to know.
We cooked.
In the
You
kitchen.
cooked?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
helped cook.
Did you do the dishes?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
cooked,
good for
we
you.
cleaned. We also organized a bit.
How
Yeah.
was your cooking?
The cooking was good. There was a
Good.
part where we were all cutting onions.
Yes, and
Oh.
we
All
cried.
crying.
It was very
It was a
funny.
very emotional experience for you.
I'm not Gordon Ramsay, but my carrot was real.
Okay, so you're maybe a future Gordon Ramsay.
No, I don't want to be.
No. Okay, very cool. So it sounds like you guys were able to give back a lot. Now you did 2 days at Ronald McDonald House, and then you talked about you did some fundraisers for the rest of the week. Can you describe what you did for the fundraisers?
Yeah, so on Monday and Tuesday, we did a bake sale to help collect money to donate to the Ronald McDonald
We
House.
basically sell cookies. I was the delivery guy, and I was like with a plate full of cookies, just walking around from each Middlemester asking if they wanted cookies.
Okay.
They
Yeah.
were really good.
We
People
raised,
people bought them?
Yeah.
Did they
Yeah.
donate a little extra?
Yeah,
Yes.
they donated.
yes,
yeah.
they donated
And
a
some-
lot. We raised 300.
No, 3,000.
3,000.
A little bit something.
And
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Just in a couple of days. That's
Yeah.
just with the bake sale.
yeah, just
Yes.
for the bake sale.
And
Wow.
also
Cookies.
the delivery team, we really want to thank them because they
Yeah.
made over 500 quetzales,
yeah,
and we would
without
have
them,
not.
we wouldn't have reached our goal.
No.
Okay, pretty cool.
Yeah.
If you do it again,
Mhm.
which you might, because I don't know, can you do it again?
I
Yeah.
think we will. Yeah.
Okay. I would be willing to cook hamburgers to sell for the fundraiser part.
Great.
Because
that
I
would be great.
noticed when I was cooking hamburgers for the middle school teachers for Teacher Appreciation Week that all the middle schoolers wanted hamburgers.
Oh, yes.
They came over and they were begging, "Can I please? I'll pay you whatever." But you could sell them at a good price, and then we could donate all that money to the Ronald
Yeah.
McDonald.
Yeah,
Yes.
that could help a lot because we only had sweet things, so
Yeah.
a lot of yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
and not only like selling food, but like selling services or something like that. I think it would be more efficient and a bigger factor of money.
Well, tell us about that. What kind of services would you sell?
Like you can do this service that there are a lot of kids that have heavy backpacks. Help them or organize them.
Okay, so executive functioning services, organize their
Yeah,
like,
locker,
we can
their
organize their
backpack,
locker.
And we get
their
paid.
things. Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
I would pay for that.
you would
Yeah.
pay for- okay.
Because honestly,
Yeah, that's it.
We would do that.
it's complicated, but yeah.
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 And also, it was very fun. Also, we would like to thank Vicky Choi because she helped us with the cooking. She's one of the leaders of this. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to come.
Okay.
And we stayed up the whole Sunday baking, and
Yeah,
we did
We baked
oh
cookies.
200 cupcakes, more than 200
more than
cupcakes.
200
Wow.
cupcakes. We
Overdid it.
Yeah, we
it was
overdid
too
it.
much.
We were like, oh my god,
You didn't sell them all?
too many cupcakes.
No, we did.
sold them all.
You didn't know
we
we're
sold
doing
The
them
that.
best part,
but there were so many cupcakes. We
We
got
were-
very over.
And then you were a little tired on Monday.
Yeah.
there
Okay.
were
Little.
cupcakes that weren't baked good, like they have failed, and I ate them all.
Oh yeah, they got crushed, so we ate them.
Oh yeah.
You
Well,
should
you
have
have
made
to.
cake pops.
You have to sacrifice
Yeah,
sometimes. You have to
Yes.
sacrifice.
I know.
right?
It's so
Yeah.
unfortunate.
It was worth it.
Tragedy.
Very good.
Tragedy. We would
Well,
have
it
eaten
sounds like you really gave back, and it sounds like the kids and the families at Ronald McDonald House will appreciate not only the service you gave there, but the contribution that you made. And it sounds like this is going to be an ongoing project. Also, have you been to Ronald McDonald House,
I haven't. No.
Christina? I know that for CAG Giving Days, we go to Ronald McDonald House
Yeah,
also.
I've been in one of those.
You've been in one of those. I've been
Yes.
in 2 of those, and it's just such a great experience to go there. So we would encourage all the CAG families to take the opportunity to participate in CAG Giving Days and be able to go to the Ronald McDonald House and have that experience. It's a really fun experience, and it makes you appreciate what you have.
Yes.
Yes.
We're kind of a little spoiled.
It makes you really feel blessed.
It does make you feel blessed. So very
Did you
good.
get the idea to make your Middlemester when you went to the Ronald McDonald House?
Yes, actually, the thing was that when
Before
the
that?
director of middle school, Mr. Wyman, he sent out an email if like asking if we wanted to like help do
With the-
service projects. And like Mia was like, let's do it. I was like, sure. And so we started like brainstorming ideas. And then then like the light bulb went on, and like I was like, oh, what if we do the Ronald McDonald House? Because I went there and it was really nice experience. And so like we were all, yeah, sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and also next year we still are seeing with the office, but we might have the opportunity to do this once a month. And we would get many student volunteers. We also got a lot of ideas from the people in our group because they felt really inspired, and a lot of them wanted to create their own service project. So it was really a service like blooming thing. So yeah, if anyone wants to volunteer, we might be able to do it next year for every month.
Honestly,
Awesome.
when I get in, I thought I wanted to do it because I really wanted to get like to NHS. But when I got to the club and like go see the Ronald McDonald's house, I realized that it was bigger than just getting like a simple diploma and being in a club, because a club, no, a Middlemester, because like you can see, and it changed my perspective. And there were people there that they clean, like the workers there, they clean, and you could realize that they did it more for the children than from themselves. From
Okay.
themselves.
Very good.
It's really a very special opportunity. It helps you like analyze a lot of things that you have, and yeah, it really makes you just appreciate everything.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Let's talk to Adrian about his Middlemester, because you like ran the whole show.
No,
You led it. You maybe had some help.
Yeah. It was 6 of us. We were six.
Six.
Friends. Yeah.
Wow. 6 buddies
Yeah.
thrown together a middleman. Tell us about how that happened.
Yeah. So it was actually kind of a risk because when we went to the office and we told them that we had this idea between the 6 of us to create a business mini-master, they told us that it wasn't possible because only 3 of us could lead a mini-master. That was like the limit. And so we decided that we would like basically put it out there with the 6 of us leading it. And the deal that we made with Ms. Ranieri
Mm-hmm.
is that if we managed to get enough people, which needed to be around 30, to join our mini-master, then we could do it with the 6 people. And if not, we just have to basically rock, paper, scissors between us, and just 3 would just be cut out. And so, but we all agreed to it, and it ended up working out. We actually filled our spots.
You
And I think
got
it was-
30 people sign up for it.
We got 32.
32. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a great experience.
How did that feel to have 30 students in your class, or 32?
It's pretty intimidating, I'm not gonna lie. Especially because not everyone always pays attention, so you're just kind of standing at the front looking at them and you're like, oh my god, what do I do? But
Welcome to the life of your teacher.
yeah, no, that's something that I actually discussed with my friends, and I was like, oh my god, guys, maybe being a teacher, it's actually not that easy. And I also really realized this when we were making the lesson plans, because honestly, before the mini-master, I thought like a teacher's job was actually kind of easy. I was like, oh yeah, you just make a few lessons, 1 lesson for a ton of classes. It's not that easy. We spent hours on lessons, and we used a ton of AI, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Our lessons
Yeah, I
were a lot
think
of-
There's nothing wrong with that, right?
Yeah,
You're
it's a
preparing
tool.
all of that material, right?
It's a tool, but even with that, it was hours of us working. We had to stay up late, especially because we decided, like, we came up with the idea and presented to the office the day that the application was due. So we had to do everything in 1 day, which wasn't right. When you're in that position where it's so much stress, right? You're trying to get everything done in 1 day, and we gotta do it good because we gotta get 30 people to join. If not, 3 are cut. You get closer with everyone. You're all working towards a common goal.
Yeah.
So what did your curriculum, what did you take the kids through for business? What do you think went really well, and maybe one thing that maybe bombed on you?
A lot bombed. A lot bombed.
Just one.
Yeah. Okay, so we split up into 5 sessions. The first day was just the introductory session, so it was like what a business is, different types of businesses, all that stuff. And then it was 3 days where we split into groups of 2 people, like 2 teachers.
Okay.
So 2 people would be teaching budgeting and finance, 2 people would be teaching marketing and branding, and 2 people would be teaching negotiation and sales. And so we basically split up the classes where one class was receiving budgeting and finance, while the other was receiving, I don't know, like the marketing and sales or something like that.
It
And
just
then they
rotated.
Yeah.
Okay.
So each class had 2 teachers each day teaching them, and then the other 2 of us that basically got to chill that day and just watch the others teach. And so they went through that, and then the last day they had a Shark Tank where everybody got to present their ideas. And I think what went really well first is that, or that I really liked about our Minimester, is that we weren't the only ones that were teaching it to them. We got a lot of entrepreneurs from Guatemala to come teach them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got
Okay.
the one who made Tito Quirin, who made Quality Print.
Ah.
It's a multinational, right? The father of Lucas Quirin, who was actually in our Minimester. So he came, he got to be with all the kids, teach them about how his experience was with entrepreneurship. We actually got my dad and my mom, who both also went through that experience, and the founder of Nokiate. And then at the end, in the last day in the Shark Tank, they actually got some of these entrepreneurs to see their proposals.
Oh,
and ask
they were
them
like the
questions.
judges.
Yeah,
They were the
yeah.
sharks.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I think that made it really interesting because, first of all, the students put a lot more effort into the Minimester because they knew that it wasn't just us who were actually reviewing it. It was, top people. So they put a lot more effort, and it was a really fun experience getting to watch all of them
That's really interesting.
see it. Yeah, you guys are doing it. We're proud of you.
Congratulations. Are you going to do it again?
Yeah, 100%. It was amazing.
Okay, awesome.
I actually had the opportunity since my 2 brothers were collaborating in that group with Adrian. One of the people that came for the Shark Tank as the judges or the entrepreneurs that were spectating it was my mother, also because she is a yoga teacher and she has her yoga brand. And so I was able to go into the class after I finished. I went out of my course early because we were gonna leave early that day, and I actually saw like the dynamic of what was going on. I think it's wonderful what they got together, what they were able to achieve within these 6 boys. And my brothers would spend the time doing the classes, the packet, and they would actually learn a lot. And I think they really connected with the people that they were teaching.
Yeah.
I think it was wonderful.
You saw Adrian, he did okay?
I think that's
did
'cause
very
she
well.
saw-
I did very well,
But I
okay.
think that's because she saw the last day.
It was
Last day was the best?
Yeah.
But
So
I-
it's like progressive.
Progressively better.
Yeah, the first few days were pretty tragic, but not like their tragedy. Ours was actually tragic, because it's the first time you're ever standing in front of a class. You've given a few presentations at school. You've done like 5 minutes, up there, but spending 3 hours,
3 hours,
in front of students, and it's like 30 students too. It's quite a bunch. Trying to teach them things. It's really really hard.
Yeah, and they're always talking, not paying
Yeah.
attention to you. Like,
Yeah.
Especially if they're in friend groups.
Yeah.
I'm feeling guilty now.
But so yeah, the first few days were definitely rough as we started getting used to it. But since each of us got to teach, it was split into 2 classes. I was teaching negotiation, finance and budgeting in one class, and so I got to teach it the second time in the second class.
That
Right,
would
the
be
first
awesome
time
in middle
was a
school.
catastrophe. What?
Like having that Middlemester in
good.
middle
Yeah.
school, yeah, it would be amazing.
Yeah. So the first time it did not go great. Like even my teacher was like, oh my helping teacher, it was Miss Da Costa. She was like, oh my god, I don't know how this went. Yeah,
She's trying to be nice.
yeah. We got a
Some
bit
improvements.
flamed in the commentary, but after that we went back with my group and we were like, guys, we actually gotta lock in, because if not we're gonna get, because at least in high school you get graded on this.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh no,
Oh, yeah.
if you mess up, like you can still get a bad grade. So we're like, we gotta lock in, we gotta fix it. But I think that was like everyone had the same feeling, because after the first day it was pretty rough. And so we all got together. We actually improved a lot on our lesson plans while we were doing the Middlemester. And that's why the last few days it was a lot better, because we actually got it a lot more structured.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it was a
That's
process.
that's what life is all about, right?
Yeah.
We try something, it doesn't work out perfectly. We learn a lot from it. We make adjustments, we revise, we get better, right?
Yeah.
Get better each day. So
On the bright side, when you do a presentation now, you're gonna be like a pro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
now,
right.
Now you're ready, and
We
you
got
probably are really good for all your teachers now.
No, yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
It's
He's
like a
always
boot
been
camp.
good for the teachers, except in lenguaje when
Okay, we won't talk about that.
Yeah, we don't, that doesn't count.
that doesn't
Christina,
count.
you led a Middlemester also.
Yes.
Tell us about your Middlemester.
So my mini master was SFX makeup, basically kind of movie makeup. I specialized in like making wounds and like bruises and like the type of stuff that they do in movies.
Gross stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
I saw it.
So
It
I
was
actually,
gross.
my students had very interesting ideas on what to do based on what we taught them. On the first day, we also gave them an overview, and we taught them how to make scar wax, which is like the base for all of the wounds and everything. And they had some very gross ideas, and they would go around showing people. I had a person that made like maggots coming out of her hand.
Oh.
It was very gross. And no, but we also on one of the days, like nearing the end, since they already had learned the things, it was difficult for them to learn, but once they got the hang of it, it was a bit better because also what Adrian was saying, there's a lot of people, and for me, I was the one like for the making the scar wax, I was the one showing the people how to do it, doing most of the work. And so I would have to go around. I had to set up like the material for everyone so they would do it themselves. And since it's sticky and they're getting it all over the place, and they were like, "Wait, come help me." So I would go around, and then someone else, "Hey, can I
Just
get help?"
running
And
all
I would
over.
just run around. But at the end, they ended up helping each other, and I think it was a very good experience for them to learn based on what we were telling them, and even learn from others and teach others. So
Did you have some partners helping you, or were you
yes,
all alone?
I was with 2 other people, but
Okay.
for this section, I was the one doing most of the work because
Okay.
I was the one that had the knowledge on that.
How
And
did you learn how to do this kind of
well,
makeup?
it was mostly, I wouldn't say hobby because I hadn't really done it a lot before, but it was very interesting to me. And I started doing it with like markers for boredom, but then I thought I could actually make something good out of this. And then we went, and for one of the days we watched a movie. We watched Alice in Wonderland. And so a lot of people, like the assignment for that day was to make a movie makeup based on the movie or something related. And a person did like a card, like for the Queen of Hearts,
Okay.
like
Stabbing them.
like
Stuck in the arm.
stuck in her, yeah,
Okay.
blood, yeah. And we also
Very
had other
creative.
teachers from other classes come over. I had a teacher come that put glass, like it was
Uh-huh.
plastic but it looked like glass. So like she had been like cut and inserted.
Mhm.
It was gnarly, but it was very fun.
You had a lot of people come because it was so cool. Like
Yeah.
teachers and just coming
Yeah,
in and saying,
teachers
"I want to
came-
try."
Came in, also different students from different classes came in, like looking what their friends were doing. I think the biggest challenge was getting people to pay attention, actually be interested in the work. The first day, it wasn't very good because the people weren't very focused. I remember going up to the board and trying to teach the class because we had a Kahoot and a video, and everyone was just like sitting there, like,
Mhm.
and then talking to each other. They pulled out their phones
Uh-huh.
because we had a policy that they could have their phones, but they weren't using it. We got a magnet checked, but they
so
were
that they could look up different
so
designs
and so they could
stuff,
take a picture of their work and upload it at the end of
Right.
class. They had to upload a picture of their work and a picture of their desk cleaned, because everyone had to clean their own station, and that was
Ah,
also
okay.
part of the grade.
That's smart.
Yeah. So they always made a big mess, but it got cleaned up. And it was really fun, the things that ended up being done. It's wonderful. I was impressed by what they were able to achieve. And I think it was a good experience.
Awesome. Awesome.
Also, the experience of leading something like that.
You were teaching teachers.
Yes.
You didn't think about that,
That's
right?
crazy.
It's pretty cool.
Student becomes the master.
This is kind of cool because we have a mission at CAG, and it's actually on the whiteboard behind you. And the mission is really to empower students to achieve their full potential and inspire them to lead meaningful lives. I think that what you've described to me today really shows that you're leading meaningful lives right now, and you're preparing yourself for the future for things that will help you continue to lead meaningful lives. So I think it's pretty awesome. I also think that you guys can probably say "Go Hornets" with a lot of enthusiasm. Probably break the record for the best Go Hornets, the most school spirit in the history of Hornetcast. So let's try it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Go Hornets!
Whoa, that was pretty good.